That's what you got to work with. All right. So today I am joined by Cale Schupman, who before he came to work at Undead Labs was a producer at Airtight Games.
Hello.
And Murdered Soul Suspect was his last project at Airtight before he moved over here. And so I thought, since Murdered Soul Suspect went on a recent Steam sale, and I should turn the camera
as it is wont to
little bit. Yeah, it was on a Steam sale. I picked it up. I'd heard a lot about it. Zarnathium in here is actually a big fan.
Oh, really?
He played it, blasted all the way through it in a day or two when it first came out. So I've been interested in it. It seems like an interesting concept, what little I know of it. So I grabbed it, and I thought that, if we're going to play it on here, what better way could we play it than with Cale? So I'm going to start a new game, and we'll see what happens there.
Excellent.
Salem, Massachusetts, of course, where all the creepy things happen.
Oh, it's been so long.
A serial killer is terrorizing the normally sleeping
You hear okay?
streets of
All right.
Left at the scene of several murders over the
police to
past
refer
few
to the
weeks.
murderer as the Bell Killer.
We spoke with the public relations officer.
Authorities are asking anyone with any leads to contact the
This picture of
SPD's
a bell,
anonymous tip
calling card
line.
the police have yet to attach any meaning or significance to, has become synonymous with the hysteria surrounding his murder. Saying there are no leads? No leads at all?
There are no leads. So am I? So I'm like a detective or something, right? Like, am I?
You're a detective who's going to solve his own murder.
Nice.
Start thinking you're invincible.
Oh, I grew up on the streets.
Yeah, dude.
Of course I did.
This guy's real deal.
All the best guys do.
Look at that grit.
Oh man.
Nothing can touch you. You never really lose.
I'm disappointed by the failure to cast Patrick Swayze.
Go to arrest some freak. Find out you aren't as invincible as you thought.
That's what I'm saying, for the longest time, the game...
Oh, so he almost gets a shot off at the villain.
Yeah. The game started out with this for the longest time. But we added that little bit beforehand, kind of at the 11th hour.
Oh, so it was just the flashbacks?
That's right, yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, this part, this kind of, like just the falling out, was a very old cutscene. This part was relatively new as well, and the part before that was like super last.
So this is his life flashing before his eyes, like him growing up in the streets and being a criminal and then flipping sides?
Yep.
So I'm assuming that those tattoos didn't actually magically burn onto his body, that they were seeing sort of an abbreviation of what happened?
That is artistic license, sir, with linearity of time.
Oh, his life was fixed by the love of a good woman. Oh, so spiders turned into roses.
Yeah,
Right?
that's never happened before, right? Like, that's a new take.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, wow. Forever. Oh, no? Oh, crap. Was she murdered?
Stay with me, you hear me?
Was she just dead for...
Dude,
I guess we'll find out.
Everybody getting murdered up in this game.
I guess, man, I'm sure that, the murder rate in Salem, Massachusetts is probably incredibly high. It's like Cabot Cove.
That's right.
Your family wore felonies like badges of honor. And they think this new badge covers all that up? You're fucking criminal.
Jeez, Baxter.
No, I'm not. Look, I've got a patriotic shoulder.
Slow down.
So you have that character named Baxter, and so every time you say that name, I think it's this guy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're not talking about Baxter. Baxter's a secret.
Not too much about Baxter.
Okay. Oh, wait, did I... Oh, I survived my fall. Oh, wow, I'm not dead. I'm still alive.
Of course not.
This is great.
We're not just gonna kill the protagonist in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Stay
Oh,
where
man.
you are, dirtbag.
The guy looks like a Division villain. Right. So, let's see here.
We gotta teach you how to walk.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, after a fall like that, yeah, probably. So, is there anything you can tell me while I'm sort of going through the tutorial about the inception of this game? Like,
Sure.
Did it start
So-
out being this, or did it grow into this from something else?
No, well, I mean, the core idea of a detective who was going to solve his own murder was always the core of the thing.
Okay.
And that's how it was pitched. I guess the creative director, Yosuke Shiakawa, was watching Die Hard and was
Yeah.
like, well, what if he was a ghost and he was trying to save his family? And that's kind of actually what the whole thing was kind of incepted.
Interesting. Interesting that Die Hard was, I think of a lot, Die Hard inspired a lot of imitators that didn't go after the I'm saving my family angle of it, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, he just turns around and sees his own body. He's like, no! Oh, I'm handsome.
The game went through probably 4 distinct iterations, though, before it became this.
How much of it was like, oh, wow, so he touches it, he tries to wake up a little bit. That's creepy. So was it like the mechanics were consistent, but the story changed, or was it the whole thing changed?
The whole thing changed, both the mechanics and like at one point, they were kind of experimenting with like kind of a Devil May Cry, sort of feel to very combat heavy.
This is a neat little mechanic here.
It's funny. It's this section was actually created before we did our vertical slice for the game that ended up shipping.
So it would have been in the game no matter how the game turned out. This stuff was going to be there.
Well, it was cut for a long time, and then as we were going through development, the creative director was like, well, we really need something, to introduce you to it, and I really actually liked that thing, and we were like, okay, so we'll polish it up and just put that in. He's like, yeah, let's do that.
So, I mean, it seems like a really it's the whole point is for you to play, oh man, for you to play a detective.
Right.
Having a manipulate precise objects feature seems like it would just you'd be able to come up with a lot of different ways to use that, right? Oh,
that would make sense. That's not a thing in this game. Okay. So we just taught you nothing about how to play the actual game. It just kind of exists.
Okay,
so,
that's interesting.
Yeah, think of it more as a tonal piece.
Okay.
To open it up.
That works. It's interesting. Yeah, sort of as a designer, I end up. This is I feel like this is interesting. Like, there's more to it than just you're a ghost. It's like the world is establishing some rules about how it works.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. It's got a neat world. It's got a neat core concept, and the story really isn't even bad. I think what you'll find though is mechanics are a little rough.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those like hearing you hear like. When I hear about that mechanic, I'm like, ooh, this is what I think I would do with it. This is what I would do with it.
Yeah.
And I get the sense that maybe there's a lot of that in here where it's like you get a sense of this is what I would do.
Yeah.
But maybe not exact. Maybe that exact thing didn't end up getting in, which is not really. I mean, a knock against the game. I mean, there's a lot of. Every game has some degree of that, right?
Yeah.
Where like you realize the potential of something long after you're past the point where you can do anything with it.
Yeah, and it's
I can't believe it.
It's not
I found you.
easy problem making a detective game because you run into the problem of making you want them to feel like Sherlock.
Yeah.
Your player is not Sherlock.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because in like a fictional story where you got a passive audience, you can just show how brilliant Sherlock is.
Exactly.
But when the player actually has to be brilliant themselves,
that's right.
It's hard to make that work.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, like I recently watched CGP Gray's "Humans Need Not Apply," a video where it's all about every job can be replaced by robots.
Yeah.
Except detective.
Yeah.
Is one where it's like you can't automate that. You can't build AI or game mechanics or anything that really replicate what it's like, because it's all about doing a variety of different things and then making intuitive leaps, which is just you can't build that into a game
and connecting
very easily.
Disparate, types of information, which computers aren't necessarily super good at. They're great at like, here's a problem, go, and less like
here's everything in the world makes sense.
That's right.
Yeah,
totally.
Isn't finished yet.
So she's telling me my job's not done yet. I can't come home to her yet. Is that the idea?
Basically.
All
right.
Yeah. Well, he can't. He wants to be with her.
Yeah. But he has to fix his stuff before he can come through.
In fact, that might be his primary motivation. Just talk through.
Just save yourself.
Interesting here saying someone calls someone else love, not in a British accent.
Yeah. Hey, they're in Boston, right?
Yeah.
Or not Boston, New England.
Oh, wow.
My friend says he's not breathing. I can't feel a pulse.
That scene was hilarious before we added all the neat special effects because it's just her like disembodied body like standing in a white room, like, saying all that stuff to you. Like no music, no nothing. You're just like,
oh wow,
is this gonna go somewhere?
So for those of you who joined us late, Cale here, he's a producer here at Undead Labs with me, but prior to this, he was I can talk to this guy, or try to. He was a producer at Airtight, and so he actually worked on this game, Murdered Soul Suspect. And so he's giving us a few insights into how the game was made and sort of the motivations behind it. And we've actually got a couple folks here. Zarnathium in the chat was a big fan of this game, so we've got a lot of folks who can appreciate it. And I want to learn as much as I can about it as much as I can about how this game works within the next 45 minutes that we have before lunch break's over.
Hey, you. Hey, can you hear me?
Whoa, he sees a ghost. Am I going to be solving like multiple ghosty mysteries and things like that?
Yeah, totally. So I think you can actually run.
I've got a nice little saunter going on here.
So this is a cool thing.
Oh, so I can
Yes.
There's like ghost obstacles that I can't pass through.
Yeah, so these are like kind of remnants of like they have, in a sense, like
and I leave little imprints.
Humans can imbue buildings in this world with like a tragic memory or something like that keeps it like kind of stuck in the in between world. So that's where these ghost objects come from.
Interesting.
And there's some cool stuff. If you explore the city, you can kind of see some of that history there.
I have a little bit of a dope sort of walk.
Oh. Well, maybe you should run.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
sorry, shots fired at your animation team. Sorry about that.
I'll let them know to tighten it up.
Yeah.
Tighten
it up. Tighten up the graphics, yeah.
It gets old, giving counsel to the new ones. Don't take it personal.
She's wearing
Running through walls,
old-timey
making
clothes.
things appear. You look like you've been here a while. You must know how this place
You've
works.
been there a while.
Works? This place isn't hard
This game was
to
made in
understand.
UE3, by the way.
What'd you say?
This game was made in Unreal Engine 3, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I guess it kind of looks it.
Yeah.
There's sort of a... How can I get trapped
Who are
here?
you? Looks like you've been here a while.
Wait, I just said that.
I'm just someone like you. But hear me when I say this is no playground. You can rob yourself of your future, or others can do it for you.
So this was kind of a fascinating project for me to work on from kind of a personal growth perspective, I guess, because it was so VO and cinematics heavy.
Yeah.
Like it was super fun to get in and get my hands dirty on like, reading scripts and seeing
I'm sorry, I don't
that go
understand
through
what you're talking about.
the revision
How can I
and
rob my
iteration
own
process
future?
and, taking that
You're here
to
to resolve
VO, having to
You
bring
don't
that back into
resolve it,
gameplay,
you don't leave.
having to change a few things,
worry,
take that
that's
back to
pretty common.
VO.
So were you actually...
there's just
Did you
a lot
get
of
creatively involved in that part of the process and like sort of choosing lines? And,
not
choosing
so much
takes, or-
on the creative side with that, but
What do you mean? Others can steal my
I would
future?
still
Demons,
look at stuff and make sure it was all there and the right people were getting
They can never move on now. And exist
getting
only to
information
consume
there.
those lingering here.
Cool.
Those like us.
So Zarnathian points out he loved the history stuff. Is there a lot of sort of like delving into the history of the town,
totally
like deeper and deeper?
Totally. A lot of the side content
What do you mean gifts?
is kind of oriented around that.
Your strengths in life.
So yeah,
are
if you're into
stronger than
lore, and kind of the side
become
questy
powers
collectible
there.
stuff, there's some great stuff
Some
where you
powers
you collect
some
objects in the
common,
missions and stuff, and they combine to form ghost stories.
Yeah.
Ghost stories.
Yeah. So, it's fun. Yeah.
Or disappear.
Okay, so she said something about me, like whatever I was good at in life, I get even better at in death to the point of having magic powers.
Yes.
So why can't I pass
Door
through
just
everything?
hit me,
So
but I-
should I
So
actually
there's a narrative explanation for that actually.
Okay,
This
let's
was
see
this
here.
place I thought I'd be able to walk through everything.
We can't enter the buildings the people of Salem have consecrated. Save through an opening. An open
Consecrated,
door
interesting.
Or a window.
So it's like at some point in the house's
But once
history,
inside,
someone did some
walls
sort
and
of
doors
thing in
won't
there.
have power over us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll know the ghostly objects we can't pass through by their blue glow. It will all seem logical
love-
in due time.
I love when games come up with an explanation for their invisible walls and things like that. It's like you've got a gameplay conceit, but you justify it, like like Assassin's Creed, putting walls in its big open world. Saying, yeah, you don't remember that part right now. You haven't unlocked that part of your memory right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Well,
So that was an interesting one because we knew we wanted you to be able to walk through walls.
You obviously couldn't make it all walls.
Exactly. And so our design producer actually came up with that.
Be careful out there.
Cool.
Yeah.
You never know what's waiting around the corner.
Weird.
Am I gonna fight something?
Not yet.
Okay.
Those are obstacles in the world that you definitely want to avoid.
Little handy obstacles. Okay, so wait, this is just right where that's where I came in. Oh, interesting. I walked around in the cutscene, but then I came back to exactly where I was before at the beginning of the cutscene.
I swear you'll start solving mysteries here very soon.
So see, I'm walking around. So wait, if it doesn't have a blue glow, can I just? Oh, it does have one. I just have to get close to it.
So that was another tricky thing, is getting the messaging correct around this. I'm going to brag a little bit here. This was actually my suggestion, to do this kind of proximity thing where the wall kind of glows.
Because you don't want the whole game to just look blue all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it gets a blue glow, then it kind of holds on to it for. Oh no, you walk away from it and the blue glow disappears.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because I can imagine that being just a really kind of getting really tired of a game that did that.
It was very interesting, being part of those debates, because we had a lot of designers who were very very gameplay, driven, very focused on the mechanics and the systems, and then they some of them had a hard time wrapping their heads around why aren't we just doing the obvious thing here? Why aren't we just doing obvious messaging here? But on the other side, you had designers who were more sympathetic to kind of the narrative, side of it, and the fact that it is so steeped in narrative, and the verisimilitude needed to be very high, in a game like this. And so everything was, you kind of had to balance those things,
And trying to find that balance, in every game that is anything more than just completely abstract.
That's right.
That's one of the most difficult things, is trying to find that balance between verisimilitude and needing the gameplay to work.
Yeah.
We're in our secret project, Brian and I are going through a lot of the systems of the game right now, and we're trying to solve that problem with every single thing. It's okay, I'd love for this thing to be able to do this. In the real world, that's a super complicated thing.
Yeah.
How much of the complication do I need to at least represent or nod to tell the audience, hey, I know.
Yeah.
It's more complicated, but it's a game, so please enjoy it anyway, even though we're not, replicating everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Stocks? Sure, let's go to town. First Salem Bank.
So these cutscenes are kind of we knew the game was going to be open.
Yeah.
But the game is also linear. So there's this big debate about do we really need the open world, or do we just kind of make it episodic and you just kind of go to the next place? And this kind of represented a compromise between the two, where you go to one place, you get kind of this solid introduction, and then into the thing, and then you go do the thing, and then there's a kind of a conclusion that wraps it up.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next place, and you can come back if you want, for the side content. So it's an interesting compromise. I kind of come down more on the side of, if it's a linear game, just go linear.
Own the linearity.
Exactly. Kind of like a Telltale game, but I think.
Unless there's a mechanic specifically, where figuring out where to go is part of the,
Yeah.
is part of the experience. I can see open world benefiting you there on a small scale.
Yeah.
Man, you were one dumb son of a bitch.
Is he talking about me?
Sure is. You're wearing your hat too.
Oh.
Sorry, he's about to get his just desserts. I've seen this cutscene so many times.
Oh yeah. That's got to be terrible.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest ones in the game.
Stupid.
This is not your scene, Lieutenant. Just pay your respects and move on.
And there's a different kind of, I've seen this before, that you get from working on something than you get from watching something multiple times. Because usually if you watch something multiple times, it's because you love it and you're new to it and it's affecting you in a certain way.
That's right.
But when you worked on it, it doesn't affect you in that way.
That's
it's
right.
just a job. And doing the same job again and again and again can always be
I'm just
miserable.
following Captain's orders here. You know the procedure when a family member is...
People are debating about who you are in the chat.
Oh. Yeah, Ian, Jeffrey, and I kind of look similar.
We've all got red beards.
The beards and the kind of fair complexion, and I get it. I do.
We're kind of like Team Ireland.
Yeah.
I don't think we're actually from Ireland, any of us, but
Yeah,
British Isles somewhere enough. For me and Ian. I think Schupman sounds like a little bit more of a German name.
It is. I do have family from the British Isles, though.
Tell Julia I miss her. She knows, Rex. She knows.
I do really like how the VO turned out on this. I thought we hired some really talented voice actors. They were pretty convincing.
Yeah, this is going well. And one thing, a lot of times cutscenes end up feeling like a chore to me, but these, there's interesting stuff happening. There's character relationships you care about and stuff like that. It feels, I'm not paying enough attention to fully get into it because we're talking about it, but still, this feels like it's a step above a lot of what you see in a lot of cutscenes in games.
Yeah. So one really cool thing you can do in this game that fulfills kind of that ghostly promise is you can inhabit people's bodies.
Oh, okay.
And listen to what they're saying.
Okay, interesting. So to solve an investigation, you must first search for clues by inspecting suspicious objects, interacting with relevant people using the possess ability. Awesome. Okay, so I can zoom the camera into my head, look at things more closely. All right. So I'm not going to hear them talking. Oh, I do. Dispossess. So I can jump from person to person too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I can read his mind. Interesting.
So I do got to
switch to her now.
So Jordan, who works here, did all of the audio for this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, just went through so many VO lines to get all those in. Like all the nice, ghostly sound effects, on the voice there that you heard. I just think he did an awesome job. Awesome job.
And you end up needing to. Oh, interesting. Oh,
so you need to find clues, and then those clues, kind of become part of the investigation.
Oh, okay. So I find clues and I use the clues.
Yeah.
Haha, your police tape can't stop me. Oh, here's something. Inspect. I killed by my own bullets. Okay. Oh, interesting. My body? Killed by my own hat. Overkill.
Like a Bat 77. The team was, I think, about 85 at its biggest. In terms of the core team, and then we had various contractors, on the QA side and people who worked on it, the publisher's side, which made it a bigger project than that. But in terms of the people I sort of interacted day to day with, it was around 85.
So the my backup gun. So right now I'm just kind of following these little markers, but is that going to be the case in most of the investigations I do?
It is. It very much leads you by the, it takes you by the hand and it lets you solve everything. There's not a whole lot of challenge there, except when you do go to solve these puzzles after you've gathered the clues. You have a certain number of times to try and get it right the first time, and then you get a rating based on that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a couple more clues. So I got my cigarette and my gun. And so is there more than just those... here's the glass. In pieces.
So you can also get clues from some people. If you possess them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so do I know on this screen how many clues I expect to have?
No. Or no, I'm sorry, you do. You have 5 of 9.
Oh, okay.
That's something we actually went back and forth on for a long time. It's up here.
5 of 9. Okay, I see that now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
We get 4 more. Let's possess some. So so everybody who's here, I got to be able to possess. We sort of made a rule, right? That if you could put a person here, I've got to be able to possess them.
Everyone in the world, even the random NPCs and stuff.
Nice.
And our goal was to make it so that because it's open world, that we'd have everyone just had different things to say to you, unique Easter eggs and stuff like that. But because of memory constraints, this game had to run on the Xbox 360. We had to way rein that in. So there's only a couple dozen things I think that people say, but
So no weapons. Missing tenants who lived in that apartment I was thrown from. Standard procedure. Notify the lieutenant when the preliminary forensics report arrives. He's supposed to distance himself from the case. Distance himself from the case? Did I miss part of the cutscene that told me about that? Or
which one was this?
it said that the lieutenant is supposed to distance himself from the case. That seems interesting. Did I miss something in a cutscene before?
Yeah.
Though, when we were talking?
So that lieutenant is related to Ronan, the main character.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He is his brother-in-law, I think.
Gotcha.
So he's Julia, your wife's brother.
So I get to decide what I think is the most relevant information.
That's right.
Okay? So this seems like it's new information. The missing tenants. Like this information. I mean, I've already found my weapons. Like I feel like I already knew this. This feels new, and this feels like it's just inside baseball. So I'm just gonna that's just like politics. So I'm just like that. Oh, interesting. Okay. So do I need to do it again?
That's right.
Okay. So okay.
So okay.
So I only got 2 shields
Yeah.
for that.
This minigame, I'm sure you can imagine, as a designer and a writer, is extremely hard to get right.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
people have so many expectations about like what a clue actually should be, like what is relevant here. Like people are gonna have way different theories about what that should be.
Oh yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so on the one hand, we had one of our narrative designers, Anna, was constantly trying to come up with these, and then on the other hand you had this creative director from Japan who spoke a different language, right, who was insisting that things be a certain way, and then she would try and reconcile that, and like between all that, like it was very difficult to land on like what the right clue should be for these things. So
yeah,
kudos to her for making it happen though.
Yeah, no, it seems like I would not a job I would want to just take on lightly.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So that's those people. So I'm getting there. Let's see here. So I've got killer's weapons, which, why didn't he bring his own weapons? So it seems like he's very serious about making sure I'm dead, but at the same time, he didn't come here planning to shoot me, or he would have brought his own gun. You'd imagine. Mm-hmm. Eavesdrop. Looks like we got another person in the chat who enjoyed the game.
Awesome.
Chronotosis says,
Thank you,
was not
Chronotosis.
disappointed at all, completely overshot my expectations.
7 to the chest, point blank.
You have no idea what to quit the Baxter.
Did they record these people together in the same sound booth? It seems it's really hard to put together, like someone interrupting somebody else, and
Actually, we completely re-recorded his VO after the fact.
oh, to realign with the other guy.
Actually, we didn't like the initial VO actor who played him.
Oh,
and so
interesting.
we completely recorded all of his lines.
Wow, so that probably took a lot of work from Jordan then to piece it together so it sounds.
Oh, yeah.
So it sounds right.
Well, Jordan and the we had a cinematics director, and kind of individual teams working on cutscenes, and they went through a lot of iteration to get this stuff right.
This is impossible. There he is. Right in front of you.
Yeah, it's like one of the hardest things about trying to get a scene to flow in a game like this is just the fact that usually each actor is isolated in a booth by themselves.
Yeah.
They're imagining the other person's performance,
totally.
or the audio director or the sound will be.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops! Got to finish the investigation first.
Well, we had a very talented director who would fly down to Los Angeles and personally oversee directing these voice actors, and he had a good sense of how to direct these guys in a way that because he had it in his head.
Yeah.
He was able to get that.
Okay. Weapons. So they're talking about the Bell Killer. I didn't actually listen to their conversation, but apparently they are. So I didn't hear what she actually said. I need to eavesdrop on her again. Or
I think you can hit whatever it is back, and that'll open up the clues if you want to reread the relevant information from that clue.
we got you. So, but I just didn't remember. Like, so she. What I want her to do is tell who she really saw.
That's right, because
So she witnessed it and she saw the shadowy guy walk up to me and shoot me.
Exactly.
But she's just not recalling things.
She's having a hard time because she's, just had a traumatic experience and is having trouble forming.
Yeah. So the
coherent
shattered
thoughts.
glass says that I was thrown out of the window.
Right.
Shell casings say that somebody really unloaded into me. The fact that I'm dead is obvious. So killer's weapons. The killer didn't use his own weapons. That might say something about who he was. I'll try this one. Used my own weapon to kill me. Why didn't he bring his own weapons? Selected? Oh, it's red. Something she remembers. I don't remember. I don't know when she was there. So the cigarette. That's my cigarette that fell out of my face, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But still in your ghost face.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the shell casings, the shattered glass. Did she see him throw me out the window? No.
Oh, you're losing all your badges.
I know, man. I'm gonna try one more time.
Play this for that perfect playthrough. Just save spam it. Come on, let's quit. Start it up again. Do it right this time.
Okay, I'll try this.
Boom.
Oh, it was the bell killer. Okay.
If you watch really closely on some of these cutscenes, you can see where they transition the in-game model to the cinematic model.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she looks really different when you zoom out again. Yeah, that's true.
You usually have different what are called LODs, or level of details on characters, and for the cinematics we get these really, really, nice looking ones, but they're not performant at all, and so you can't have them like in the actual game itself. But for cinematics, they look really pretty. But sometimes you can notice the transition a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just going to kind of transition me to another place to investigate. Except to possess that guy. Oh, wait, who's he?
She's like, I've been waiting to get out of this building for 50 years.
This game, this game has got a really nice conceit for like opening new areas.
Yeah,
It's like, I can't touch the door. I can't open the doorknob, but I can't go through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for somebody else to open it, which there's lots of games where you have to wait for other people to open doors.
Yeah.
Here it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
What was that crap?
What's that? So this level was actually our vertical slice that we used to kind of prove out the whole thing.
Starting at this door?
Publisher. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Or maybe we started outside. I can't remember. I think it started in here.
Whoa. See, I like this NPC reminds me I can go through walls. Like, there's lots of like subtle things happening in the world.
Yeah. So this is really the, yeah. This is kind of the heart of it, right? Like being a ghost, walking around inside these places, like seeing who lived here,
Yeah.
thinking about that stuff. Like it's fun.
Except that teeth monster. Do you see anything? Oh, these people have a sad marriage.
So if you walk up to that TV, actually,
Oh, can I get in the TV?
you can do stuff with the TV.
Oh, because I'm a ghost. Ghosts can always do things with TVs.
Oh, you haven't unlocked this ability yet.
Oh,
Sorry, my bad.
Well,
My bad.
that gives me hope for the future.
So there is a side quest over here if you wanna pursue it.
Over here?
So this is one of the interesting things we play tested a lot.
Ooh, toilet ghost.
Like it's really hard to get like people to wrap their heads around how to navigate spaces where they can go through anything, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, wait, where was that place? Like you get super lost.
That's
So
true.
it was fascinating to try and level design around that.
Oh, I can collect a thing. There are many types of objects to discover in Salem. Pay attention to your surroundings as you explore. Even the simplest paper can reveal secrets about Salem. So I love just how often Salem shows up in things.
Yeah, totally.
Man, when those like hysterical kids decided to have their witch hunt up in Salem, they didn't know that they were going to be creating so much random content for people like 400 years in the future.
Oh my goodness. They were so serious about it too.
Yeah, I know.
So here's she kicks off a side quest here.
Oh, gotta help you. You look sad.
Lost is my body.
Oh.
No, I got killed right here. And I know it sounds crazy, but I feel a lot better.
Oh man, her body isn't inside like the water heater of the building, because you heard about that story, right? There was this hotel where the water was all coming out stinky and gross, and it was that way for a couple weeks.
Oh my god, that is terrifying.
Until they found a dead body in the water in like the boiler or whatever.
How do you even like?
Yeah, you find out that you were in that hotel and you're like,
oh my god.
You start feeling like a cannibal or something, right? If you drank any of the water, if you showered in it.
That's something you would just never. Yeah, I would never get over that.
Yeah, no, me neither, right?
Terrifying.
Oh, and yeah, I think I read it was like a Cracked article about it. It was like some unsolved crimes thing on Cracked.
Yeah.
Because it was actually really creepy because they've got like footage of this woman looking agitated, moving around the hotel. No one seems to be attacking her. They don't see anyone else who seems like a suspect. But then later she's in the boiler or whatever it was, like the whatever water containers in the top of the building.
That is terrifying.
Oh, it was nuts. Okay, so
anyway,
I've been asked to go get her body.
So not only do you solve your own murder, you can help ghosts solve their murders. So if you go talk to that old couple again, or not talk to them, but read their mind.
Yeah, whatever I can do with them. Was that over here? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, couple. What do they know about the murder of the girl in the laundry room? Well, she was the one who was saying, don't ever talk about that. I like that chair more than you. So, okay, so I've got... I can do this. Any of the old... So I should... Okay, so just the fact that she thinks something happened... Well, let's try this. Let's see. Okay, that worked. Smithwick. The names in New England. Oh. Is that Walter over there?
Sure is.
Can I get anything from him? Oh. I thought it was going to be chaining together.
We do chain clues in some of the later mysteries.
Alright. So he got lock cutters, but then she hit the girl, I think. Was it something like that? I'm trying to follow while we're also talking.
Yeah. So...
Am I still missing some key information here?
Well... So if you back out and then you hit Y for find an answer, this is kind of like solving this concludes the investigation. So you can see up here there are 3 question marks. Each of those represents a different clue that you add to that.
And so far I don't know what happened to her body yet. Like she said...
I think she said it was at Smithwick Quarry.
Oh, because...
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. So... I think you have everything you need. I don't really remember this one, but...
The main question is... Yeah, okay, so I can actually... Let me go... What's this? Reveal? Inspect? That's a newspaper, probably about something unrelated.
Break in a quarry.
Oh, it's breaking into the quarry. Who broke into the quarry? And a bit of a temper. If she murdered that girl, where's the body? Why drive all the way to the quarry? Early murder. All right. I want to look around and see if there's any like last clue that'll have some. But I like the fact that you can do it without all the clues.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
seems like an important thing, because otherwise I think it would sort of feel like, I don't know. Like I'm just sort of like, oh, we'll just do all of the stuff and then it's solved for you. You know,
Exactly.
it would be kind of the easy way to go, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Neighbor left town in a hurry. Maybe that had something to do with it. Their neighbor left town in a hurry. That seems unrelated to the other stuff. All right. So what happened to the murder girl's body? So this, oh, there's still a locked thing, but so she said something about the quarry. This says something about the quarry. Oh. What? That seems relevant.
Oh, wait. Okay, so this one actually... Does this need to be order of events? I can't remember.
So is it like she killed him? That's what he knows. She knows that he... Okay, so his secret followed by her secret. I mean...
Maybe mysterious murder.
Don't do that. No! So order doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay.
That does seem kind of arbitrary. I could
hard
see,
to nail those,
I could
yeah.
see that as because
Yeah.
even after I've done it,
Yeah.
nothing clicked to tell me why.
Totally.
Nothing explained to me.
Yeah. These mini games went through several iterations, but I mean,
I've designed very similar thing where it's like, oh no, I'm going to come up with a mini game that replicates this human experience that is very unreplicatable.
Exactly.
And I mean, anyone,
it's a tough problem.
Anyone who played The Sims 2 PSP, which is no one, will see my attempt at a social game in there.
Go talk to her to resolve
that's right.
the mission.
That's right. Where was she again? Was she in here? Nope, not in there.
Here.
In there?
Yeah.
Hello. Hey there, can I help you?
The reason you can't find your body is because it's not in the building. That's
Well, why'd they do it?
Because you're so loud.
I thought they were just being unreasonable. I didn't know they would do this.
Yeah, that seems a little over the top. Those people need to go to jail. I wonder if I can make that happen.
You know, I never really liked cops. They were always giving me shit and telling me how I was messing up my life.
So X Rogan is talking about the fact that, that in order to interact with things, you have to get your body oriented correctly, which is always a struggle in third-person games.
Absolutely,
like this.
yeah.
Like when you're in a first-person game, it's easier to just sort of make it the cursor. You know, that absolutely defines what you're looking at.
The trickiest bit there is because we have so many interiors. We ran into the problem where there would be clues very close to one another, and so having the intentionality of like, I want this clue, but it was constantly clicking on this one. If you just have that simple radius, then that really annoyed players. We actually tried that very method. So this was kind of a compromise.
So you actually can like use your camera's aim to distinguish between two things that you're close enough to.
Yeah.
But because that's actually something the Secret Project we're starting to think about too. Is
It's
like
tough.
when you got two things, especially if you're in kind of a pretty open type game where you've got a lot of control.
Yep.
And you can. Especially if you're allowed to do things like, I mean, this game at least, you can decide where things are placed.
Yep.
If you can drop stuff,
Yep.
if the player has any agency,
Oh,
that if you
yeah.
can park
Oh
a
my
car,
gosh.
park a car next to a door,
Yep.
that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, it's tough. It's not a simple problem.
This is really creepy, honestly.
We're just being in this apartment building where you can go read anyone's mind, go into their room.
I love that she's like, I hope he doesn't ask any questions because I've tuned him out. That's so great.
Yeah, those were fun for our writers to write for sure.
This is exactly how I'm thinking all the time. I mean, not when I talk to you, of course. So many. Oh, so I'm just collecting a water game. This is
one of the collectibles pathways where if you collect all of them, you get the ghost.
I'm just thinking this sounds like that story I just told you. I'm collecting a bunch of boilers to hear about a watery grave.
It might be. Yeah.
Whoa. Rooms filled with stuff. Oh, it's the girl. So is there combat in this game?
There is.
We might not get to it before our session's over.
We might.
Am I about to fight something?
I have a feeling we might.
How the hell did it come back? Did I do that? Hey, come back!
I'm gonna fight her.
Those notes are for you.
Interestingly, she was originally a different character. There were like 3 little girls, and they were all combined into one character to just help simplify things. But
Yeah, how many little girls do you need?
yeah,
really?
right? Yeah. The answer is 1.
All right.
Oh, other way.
Other way. Okay, yes. Guide me to the combat.
Down this hall.
Should I even be following the hall? Should I just be like...
To the right.
I just want to walk through the walls. Oh. Reverse angles are great, by the way, for just shifting a character to where you need them to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew. Oh, he looks kind of like the mimic guy in XCOM. Ah! He did that fast forward movement that ghosts do. Hey, he's taking the ghost out of my ghost!
Dude! Ghostception.
I feel like a ghost within a ghost. If you kill a ghost, is there another ghost that comes out of the ghost? Ah! Okay. He'll hunt you down and suck your soul. The residue of your ghost souls hides your presence. So I need to hide. Whoosh. No people here. So move between hide objects to avoid demons. Where's... Oh, right there. Oh, nope. Where is it? There. Whoosh. Whoosh. Whoosh.
So, just a brief interlude.
Okay.
I actually worked a lot on this combat system, very up close and personally.
Yeah.
Because the combat probably went through more iterations than anything else in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Ghost Combat doesn't have a really clear model in the real world.
It doesn't, have a,
just
it doesn't have
follow.
a clear model. The game is mostly about investigations, so there are only like 6 combat encounters in the whole game.
Really?
So you're not like doing mechanics that you would necessarily otherwise be doing, so you kind of have to relearn it every time you play it. And so the creative director really wanted it to be like contextual and like in the world, and not have like things that your character was doing to those characters.
Huh.
And so this is actually one area where I did have a decent amount of creative contribution, or I guess creative sort of cleanup to try and make it work, at the very end.
I think it's interesting that I've got the exact same mechanic as the new Hitman game, where I hold the right bumper and I can see through walls and see all the other characters in the world.
Yeah.
And the one I'm interested in is highlighted in red. That's exactly Hitman,
Yeah.
which I was just playing Hitman last night.
Yeah.
And Okay, so what do I want to do? Do I want to just avoid him, or?
Well, you got to clear this one. So you got to walk up to him.
So I gotta get behind him? Is that the idea?
That's right. So he's a special one. He's not going to turn around and hurt you.
Okay, so you must approach the demon from behind if you want to execute it. Holding RT will attempt an execution. All right. Hold. And then... okay, up and A to finish.
Yeah.
Finished him off.
You just saved the ghost inside the ghost.
Nice!
If you look closely, like the ghost inside the ghost is like a Puritan. So he's like a really old ghost that, I mean, the fiction is like if you've been in this world for too long, you basically turn into those guys. So
you gotcha. So now, did he just go into the light? Is he hanging out with my wife?
Yeah, he might be doing your wife right now. You better get there.
It would be so... Okay. If there was an optional mechanic where you rescue ghosts, and then when you get to heaven, the number of ghosts that you saved are all hanging out with your wife, and if you saved enough of them, she's like, I don't need you anymore.
You're like, bro.
I got all these.
Seriously, bro.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, like
so at this point, this is really just kind of open-ended now. It's like I know I'm looking for clues about the apartment that I was thrown out of.
Yeah.
And honestly, one thing that's weird is my character knows why he was in that apartment. I have no idea why he was in that apartment.
True. Yeah.
So he's got information to go on that I don't have.
You find that out sooner rather than later. But yeah, it's yeah. No, it was interesting because I'm a producer, not a designer. But
this is limits on your power.
Yeah, our combat designer left the company probably like 6 6 months before we shipped.
Uh-huh.
And it underwent yet another iteration, and so like I had to kind of step in and like I actually placed all the ghost things and like came up with
really?
the idea for the
So right now we are
tutorial, and,
looking at your handiwork
this is
right here.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah. So this is probably
I'm
the most
zapping around
this is
all over
probably-
Cale right now.
Probably the most hated aspect of the game. Like, I fully recognize that all the reviews are like, combat does not belong in this game. I agree with you. We tried to make the best of a tricky situation because if we removed combat entirely, there would have been large swaths of these levels that didn't have anything to do in them at all.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't really an option. So it was tricky.
I'm just having fun. Really, I'm having fun zapping
It's actually
around.
kind of a fun little mechanic.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I wanted to. I'm interested in seeing how it sort of progresses as you get through the game.
Actually, one thing that's fun, if you go upstairs, there's 2 more ghosts, and
Where is upstairs?
down this hallway, and then to the right, and like I got to lay down all the like AI patterns and stuff for them, and like tweaking that, and the timing of that was really fun, and trying to figure out like if you use your red thing from here, right? Like kind of coming up with patterns that look intimidating, and it's like, oh shit, how am I going to get there? But just easy enough that you can actually beat it, right? So like matching, it's like building any stealth game, right? Where like people have kind of predetermined patterns, but
Execute and up B. Oh crap! Nope, I'm not here. Whoosh. Haha, you got whooshed, ghost. All right. Dude. Oh. I'm just in here. Look what I can do because I'm a ghost. Oh, man. If I could be a ghost as Agent 47?
oh,
Is it like, seriously?
OP. Oh man,
I want Ghost Assassin now.
that would be awesome.
Oh, so is this a thing I can interact with? This?
These are just random ghost objects. That
Oh,
are
wow. It's like a
stuck in
spilled wheelchair. Is this from the movie The Changeling? You ever seen The Changeling?
No.
The Changeling's got the scariest wheelchair you've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Like it's an old-fashioned kind of intrinsically scary wheelchair.
Nice. Well, yeah.
And then it's got ghost stuff.
Oh man,
So
we have an abandoned, or not abandoned, but a very creepy mental health facility later in the game.
Of course you do.
Yeah, that's a fun one though, because there's a whole abandoned wing that's like
Just full of ghosts.
and full of creepy wheelchairs.
Oh, nice. So, Baxter looking for the girl. What girl? What are we talking about? Oh, there's some numbered stuff. Huh. I can smoke all I want now. This one cigarette's gonna last me forever. My lungs are already full of holes, so
Damn it. My mom gave me that gun.
wait, his gun's here now?
It's got two guns.
Oh, okay, that's right. His backup. That's right.
What's the killer doing here in the first place? What did I miss?
So we got a new investigation. So I think rather than start the new investigation, I should probably save and quit here because we're running out of time.
Yeah,
But-
I will say like. Just my closing words.
Yeah.
My biggest single criticism of the game probably actually isn't like the combat or any individual like mechanics necessarily. It's more I kind of hold a belief that if your game is like if the narrative is the biggest driver, that you should have some agency over that.
Yeah.
And so early on I was arguing for like there should be a branching narrative. You should have some impact as to how your character grows and deals with this problem, right? Because like if you're mostly just interacting with story elements, like you want agency over that. It's a video game. That's what's cool about bringing interactivity to it is that you have some kind of impact on the core thing.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that because like things, say a game like I don't know, the new Devil May Cry, for instance, very linear story, but it's not really about
It's not
story.
about that.
It's about it's about each of the combat
Exactly.
and like platforming encounters and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
so that's that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, if the game's all about the story, then you're like, well, why am I not just watching a movie about a guy solving his own murder?
Exactly.
Unless I get some involvement. So that's a valid point. Yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff there, obviously, like the detective, kind of stuff is it is interactive. It's pretty linear still though, and so that's my thing. Is if it's about the story in the video game, let me have some agency over it.
Let's go. Oh, hey, Sparks
Yep.
V.